Good morning and a warm welcome to the students of Srimati R.S. Kaldia Primary School English Medium Junagadh. My name is Rakshi Lakhani and today we are going to start with the new chapter of history, that is the chapter number 3, and the name of the chapter is Nationalism in India. Now in the first sem we have studied about that how the European countries with the intention of trade came to our country India. French, Portuguese, Dutch and the Britishers, whosoever came to our country India with the intention of trade, but slowly and gradually they come to realize and they were able to see that there is no unity among the people of India, and by this particular saying of this not having the unity in our country India, they decided to start ruling in our country India. Portuguese, French, Dutch, Britishers, they all together, and we can say by one or the another way, they started just having the ruling system in our country India. Among all the European countries, Britishers ruled a lot in our country India. For approximately more than 200 years, they just lived in our country India, and for 90 years, from the year 1857 to 1947, they ruled in our country India. They had destroyed everything, political, economical and social life of our country India. So in this particular chapter, we are going to study about them slowly and gradually how the people come to realize, the people of India come to realize to have the nationalism in our country India. In Sem 1, the last chapter, that was chapter number 9, Revolt of 1857, that was the first revolt between the Indians and the Britishers. In that particular chapter, we have studied that was the failure, and the reason behind the failure of the revolt of 1857, that was we don't have the unity in our country India. All the particular emperors, all the particular king and the queens were fighting for their own religion, not for the benefit of the nation. So in this chapter we are going to study that how the nationalism arises in our country India. So first of all, we are going to study that what is the meaning of nationalism. Nationalism means a feeling of pride and belongingness towards one nation. A particular person who is having the nationalism is having the feeling of pride and belongingness or respect to their own nation. Now here, the factors responsible for the rise of nationalism in our country India developed notably after the revolt of 1857. Now we already have just taught you, and I just spoke before only, that the revolt of 1857 was the failure one. But we, the Indian, come to realize that if we are not going to have the unity in ourselves, then surely we are going to be ruled for more than many years by the British East India Company. Now here, the modern concept of nationalism originated first of all in Europe. Now various factors which play a very important role to have the nationalism in India were such as Renaissance, Reformation, the American and the French Revolution, unification of Italy and the Germany played a very vital role in the development and the rise of nationalism in our country India. Now the educated people, now previously just having the comparison with the early ages, the people were not educated, but later on we come to realize that education play a very vital role for the development of not only the person, not only the people, but the development of the nation is completely dependent on the education. And the intellectuals felt the need of self-rule in our country, and this thought gradually spread far and wide in the nation. So slowly and gradually, after the revolt of 1857, we come to realize that there should be unity in our country India. Then only we are going to throw the European countries from our country India. Now already I have taught you and said you that we, the Indians, don't have unity in ourselves, and because of that only all the European countries came to our country India and started, along with the trade, started ruling in our country India. But after the revolt of 1857, we started arising ourselves towards the nationalism in our country India. So there were the different reasons that why there was the arise of nationalism in our country India. So let us study about the first reason, that is the political reason. Before the independence also, and before the British rule came to our country India, our country lacked political unity. We don't have unity. Political means all the king were not having unity in themselves, and because of that only when we got the independence from the hands of Britishers, during that time our India was divided into 562 princely states. So before, the Britishers were not ruling in our country India. Before that only, India was divided into big and small princely states. But the Britishers come to realize that as they were fighting among themselves, let us take the benefit of this particular thing, and they started we can say that they just have the control of the kings in themselves, and they defeated many of the kings, queens, and their empire was under the control of the British rule. Now here, under the dominance of the Britishers, a uniform administrative system was implemented, and gradually all the kings and their people come to realize that this is the reason why the Britishers want to just defeat the king and to snatch their kingdom, and gradually this protest become more prominent. So this was one of the reasons why there was the arise of nationalism in our country India. Now let us study about the economic reason. Now here, in this particular reason, India was considered to be the golden sparrow, and the reason behind that was agriculture, trade, industry was superb in our country India when Britishers were not there in our country India. So during that time, our country India was known as the golden sparrow. The reason behind that, everything was best. No other country was having the comparison or a match with the competition of our country India. So India was financially ruined due to economic policies of the Britishers, subsidiary alliance policy, annexation policy, Diwani right policy, divide and rule policy. This different policy which was being started by different governor generals of the England, these started having the snatching of the economic from our country India. Now here, the Britishers always took the raw material as very cheapest price from our country India. When they were exporting and importing the goods from the country India, they were not paying any taxes, and because of that only, they were never producing the finished product of the goods in our country India. They were taking the raw material to the factories of England. Later on, the finished product, when they were bringing to our country India, they were there during that time also not paying the taxes, and because of that only, they were selling the particular product in our country India was always in the cheapest price. Why? In our country India, the people, the traders who want to do the trade, they have to pay 80% of the tax to the government, and because due to this reason only, in our country India, our Indian product become more expensive. Why? The Britishers, as not paying the taxes when they were exporting and importing the goods from the country India, they were just selling that particular product as very cheapest price, and because of that only, many people, many employees become unemployed. Soon the Indian realized that it was a British policy to prosper England at the cost of the Indian economy. So like this way, these two reasons already we have studied. Now let us study about the next reasons. Now already we have studied about the political and the economical reason. Now here the railway, telegraph, post, land and the waterways, etc. were developed in India by the British for the military, economic and policies reasons. Now here, this all facility which was being developed by the Britishers in the British East India Company in our country India for the all-round development of for them. The telegram, the railways, this all facilities later on considered to be the blessings for our country India. But during that time, in the particular military, the telegraph, the telecommunication, we were having lots of partiality. Now let me just give you one example for the military. The Indian foot soldiers who were working as the soldiers in the military, they were getting ₹7 per month as a salary, while the Britishers were getting ₹150 as their salary per month. Apart from that, in a vast country India, the ratio of the Britishers comparing to the Indians was 6:1. Why? All the Indians, in the vast country India, the Indians were having a great capacity, the great talent, but then also the higher posts are always secured by the Britishers. So that creates a great impact to arise the nationalism in our country India. Now here, people came closer to one another due to the development of these facilities. These all facilities, railways, telegraph, postal system, wireless system, this all which was being started by the Britishers, that was for their benefit, that made the people come closer to one another and to arise the nationalism in our country India. The national leaders, previously in the revolt of 1857, already I have said you that the revolt of 1857 was a failure, and the reason behind that was the people were fighting for their region, not for the nation. But later on we come to realize that if we want to have India from the hands of the Britishers, we should have the national unity, and because of that only the national leaders could communicate their thoughts and plans to a large number of people, and they decided that instead of having the regional fights, let us have the fight for the nation. Now let us study about the next topic, the fourth, that is literature and education. Now during the early ages, comparing with the early ages, our India, now we are having the latest technology and the education is very best in our country India. But during the early ages, as the people were not educated, we don't have the knowledge about the things which are going all over the world. So education in English language paved way for the rise of Indian nationalism. Now during when the Britishers were not in our country India, during that time we were learning our regional languages, but by having the benefit of the English language, we started knowing that what things are happening not only in our country India, but the things which are happening in the whole world, we come to know about that. Most of the literature in the world was available in English. The people of our country learned English language and become familiar with the recent trends in the world. So we come to know that not only from our country India, what the things are happening all over the world, we come to know about that. Various novels, acts, stories, poems, songs, etc. were written in the regional language, and that got a benefit for our country India and the Indians to have the rise of nationalism in our country India. Now let us study about the next reason, that is newspapers. Now newspaper made a vital contribution in spreading the national awareness. Now suppose we are going to spread any news that is by one or the other person, they are not going to spread more. But with the particular part of the newspaper that is going to spread all over our country India. Now the newspapers which were being published from Bengal, Mumbai, Chennai and other areas criticized the policies, that was subsidiary alliance policy, annexation policy, Diwani right policy, divide and rule policy. This particular made this newspaper started criticizing the policies of the Britishers, and it awakened national feeling in all our country India. Now the next topic, that is tradition and rich heritage of India. Now our country India was always being praised for the heritage of the country India. Now here we are having the particular storage and the we are preserving many of the monuments in our country India. Now here ancient archaeologists Alexander Cunningham and his assistants excavated many sites of ancient civilization in the Indus Valley. Now Harappan civilization and Indus Valley played a very vital role for having the knowledge of the previous things which were the last centuries, which were happening in the last centuries. Now they discovered many archaeological remains depicting the rich heritage of our country India. Now Indian archaeologists like Rai Bahadur Dayaram Shahni, Madhvo Swarup Vats and Rakhal Das Banerjee contributed a lot for just taking out the excavations from the interior portion of the earth. During the early ages, we don't have the storage system on the particular, we don't have the banks and everything for to have the facility to store different precious thing for ourselves, to have the safe thing from their side. So here during the early ages, people were digging the earth and putting the precious thing in the interior portion of the part of the earth, and during the excavation the archaeologists were taking out the precious things from the interior portion of the earth. Now already we have studied about the reasons that arise on nationalism in our country India. Now let us study about the establishment of Indian National Congress in our country India. This Indian National Congress, that is the Congress party, which was before the independence started in our country India. Now who was the person who started this Indian National Congress in our country India? We are going to study. By the time Sir A.O. Hume retired as a British officer, this person, Sir A.O. Hume, was working as one of the British officer in the British East India Company. Now this person had realized that the British Empire was not as secure as it appeared to be. This person, as it was a part of British East India Company and a British officer, but then also this person was having a doubt that this particular people, the Britishers, who are just showing and have a show off, they are completely not to their point, and because of that only he was not feeling security in the particular part of the British East India Company. And later on he also come to realize that this particular nationalism which is rising in the country India, and people are not satisfied, and to keep in order to keep the general dissatisfaction away, he thought of establishing a political organization. Now this person, with the particular allowance, with the particular permission of Viceroy Lord Dufferin, he just make the agreement, and he just have the particular talk with the Dufferin, and just knowing the idea of this person, that was A.O. Hume, this idea was supported by him, this was Lord Dufferin, and with the efforts of A.O. Hume, Indian National Congress was held in the year 1885, that was the month of December. Now the first session, already the three session, but at the gap of one year only, this particular session was being started. Now the first session was being started in Mumbai, and the president for this particular session was Yomesh Chandra Banerjee, and the year in which this particular Indian National Congress was established, that was the year 1885. During that time, the members were 72. Later on, the second session was held in Kolkata, and the president was Dadabhai Nauroji. That was in the year 1886. You can see the difference between the 2 years. That during the first year, only 72 members were there, but later on, within 1 year span of time only, the members just increased at the level of 432. Later on, the third session was held in Chennai, and Badruddin Tayyabji was the president of this particular session, and it was held in the year 1887. Now, you still also can see the difference between these 2 years, that in the year 72 members, in the second year 432 members, and in the year third that was 607 members. And here also you can see the different part of the community people were the president of this session, that was Indian National Congress. So we come to realize that if we are not going to have the unity, Britishers and other European countries are going to have the benefit for this particular thing. Now here, what was the intention of the Indian National Congress? Now, Indian National Congress was started in the year 1885 till 1905. The initial activities of the Indian National Congress were to moderate and abided by constitution. It included putting up demands for more political rights, as in our country India itself, we Indians were not enjoying the political rights. So the particular we can say that the particular intention of establishing the Indian National Congress was to have more rights for the political, economical and the social growth and development of the education, because education played a very vital role for not developing the life of the person, but for the development of the nation. The education is foremost. Other inclusion of more Indians in government services, reduction of expenditure on military, etc. were also included. Now, during the early ages and during the British rule in our country India, we Indians were not getting a chance to be a part in the government services. So, by the establishment of Indian National Congress, that was the demand of the, we can say that the particular Indians should be there in the government services, and the expenditure which was to the Indian soldiers should be less. Now here, the Indian National Congress passed many resolutions such as the expansion of legislative council and kept at least 50% of elected representatives in it at the central and the regional level. It was also a demand from Indian National Congress that there should be at least 50% of Indians in the this particular legislative assembly. Due to the demand of Indian National Congress, the British government granted more freedom to the press. During the early ages, we the Indians were not allowed to speak anything against the British East India Company in the way of the newspaper, that is press, and granted more personal liberty and freedom of speech to the people of India. During the early ages, we the Indians were not allowed to speak anything in front of the Indians. Now already we have studied about the reasons. Now we are going to just see that what was the intention of the Britishers with different policy, that was subsidiary alliance policy, annexation policy, divide and rule policy, Diwani right policy. Among all the policy, they usually just using the divide and rule policy to have the benefit from the people of our country India. Now the British government, whensoever officials used to attend the sessions of the Indian National Congress, during that time when the session was going on, they usually always been agreed to just accept the demands from our people of our country India. In the particular sessions, they were always agreed what the things we are always have in the demand. But later on, the government banned the practice. Governor General, that was Lord Curzon, took certain steps against the interest of the national integrity and ignored the opinion of the Indians. Now, this person, that was Lord Curzon, just have the partition of Bengal, that was in the year 1905. In the year 1905, the Bengal was considered to be be the biggest provision to have the particular trade in our country India. So this Lord Curzon just partitioned Bengal in the year 1905. Now Bengal was the biggest province of the British India. It included certain parts of Bihar and Orissa with the population of more than 7 crores 80 lakhs. So this particular biggest provision, it was difficult for the Britishers and the government to just have the handling of this particular Bengal, as it was having a vast population that was 7 crores and 80 lakhs. So Eastern Bengal with the majority of the Muslim population was separated from it. If Lord Curzon desired, he could do this particular thing, that the Bihar and Orissa should be separated, but instead of separating some of the part from the Bengal, he just distributed and divided the Bengal into two parts, Eastern and the Western Bengal. In the Eastern Bengal, there was the majority of the Muslim people. Now, if he desired, he can do the partition like this way, the Bengal and Orissa should be separated, but instead of doing that, he just having the intention of Lord Curzon was to promote the communal activities, that means to have a fight, internal fight between the Muslims and the Hindus. But we, the Indians and the national leaders, come to recognize and know about the intention of the Lord Curzon, and without just having the particular contribution of the communal dues in this particular partition of Bengal, we decided, Hindu and the Muslim people decided to have the oppose of this partition of Bengal in the year 1905. Now already we have studied about the partition of Bengal. Lord Curzon in the year 1905, as Bengal was considered to be the biggest province, he decided to divide the Bengal into two parts, that the Eastern and the Western Bengal. The intention of Lord Curzon was there to have the rise of this communal roots in our country India, that was between Hindu and the Muslim people. But instead of just having the finalizing of this intention of Lord Curzon, we just decided to stand in unity to fight against the Britishers. Now, to oppose this particular partition of Bengal in the year 1905, the people of Bengal started Bang Bang movement. Now, people opposed this effort to break the unity and integrity of Bengal by rallies, demonstrations, and by distributing pamphlets in all over the Bengal. And by this particular activities, they make the British East India Company and the British officers to realize that we are not going to fight between ourselves and among ourselves. Now, Vande Mataram song from the novel Anand Mat, written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, became the popular slogan in this particular revolt of Bang Bang movement. Now, people in Bengal just observe the day of the implementation as the mourning day. That means they just kept that particular day as observe that particular day as a black day, because they will not agree with the partition of Bengal. After, as per the suggestion of Rabindranath Tagore, that day was also celebrated as a day of unity. We, the Indians, always gave the chance to all the European countries to, as they came to our country India with the intention of trade. But as they come to realize and notice that we don't have unity in ourselves, these Britishers decided to start ruling in our country India. But during this partition of Bengal and after the failure of the revolt of 1857, we decided to have the nationalism in our country India. And because of that only, Rabindranath Tagore, a great poet, just said this day as a day of unity, because Hindus and Muslims together decided to oppose this partition of Bengal. Now, to oppose this partition of Bengal, this Swadeshi movement was being started by the national leader with the support of the people of our country, India. Now, there were the 3 points decided, the 3 things decided to start the Swadeshi movement. First, to have the trade and use Indian, that was Swadeshi goods only. How much it would be an expensive we are going to use and have a trade of the Indian goods only. To boycott the imported goods, the particular goods which are being imported from the other countries, we are not going to buy this particular goods which are being transported from the abroad countries. Now, to acquire national education and boycott English education. Instead of having the English education, we are going to start the education with our this Indian language only. Now, to achieve these goals, a committee was formed under the leadership of the renowned members of Indian National Congress. Now here, to achieve these goals, that was Swadeshi movement goals, this committee was formed under the leadership of the renowned members of Indian National Congress, and many of the national leaders just work out for the upliftment of the nationalism in our country, India. Through articles in newspaper, processions, public meetings and folk songs, people were made to understand the importance of using Swadeshi goods. Swadeshi goods are the goods which are being produced and made by the people of our country, India. By one or the another way, the national leaders make the people understand about the importance of Swadeshi goods, using of these Swadeshi goods from our country, India. The import of the goods like textile, salt, shoes, sugar, cigarette, tobacco, etc. from England completely decreased drastically, and sale of Indian commodities were completely increased, because in this partition of Bengal already we have started the Bang movement, and in that we have started Swadeshi movement, in which we decided to have the trade of Swadeshi goods only and to use Swadeshi goods only, to boycott the imported goods from the European countries, and to only have the education in our mother tongue and the national education. So here the next point already we have covered with the 2 points, the 2 concepts of the Swadeshi movements. Already we have started having the trade and the buying of the goods of Swadesh only, and instead of just having the trade, we have started with the European countries, we have started having the trade in the Swadeshi goods only. Now the third point, the third concept for the Swadeshi movement was the national education. Now here students took a very active part in Bang movement. As a result, the Britishers and the British East India Company, who were just running the colleges and school, they started having the legal action, that was such as levying fine on the students. Apart from that, expelling students from the college was being started by the government of the Britishers. In the year 1907, because we come to know, we are always familiar that students are the bright future for the next generation. So the Indian people and the India just decided to start the colleges and school for the students who were being forced out by the Britishers to remove from the school and colleges. So in the year 1907 CE, 25 national secondary schools and 300 national primary school became functional in Bengal, and these started because this particular Bang movement was being started by the people of Bengal, and because of that only many students participate in this particular Bang movement. Now Rabindranath Tagore started Vishwa Bharati School in Shanti Niketan in the year 1901. Now, from the year and the revolt 1857, later on, that was the revolt of 1857 was the one reason for the failure, that we don't have unity in ourselves. But later on, we come to realize that if we are not going to have unity, we are going to be ruled more for more years by other European countries. So finally, then after one or the other reason, we started opposing the British and the British East India Company. Now Britishers come to realize, the British government come to realize that they are not going to support us in any of the way, and the partition which was being declared in the year 1905, in the year 1911 was being cancelled by the British East India Company.